Alright, so pretty much I have this super duper cheap, like, Kobe whatever subwoofer. It has a little 3-inch driver on the bottom. I took it out. Came with this little DVD player. Like, super cheap DVD player. Look at that. Like, it's held on by sticky glue or whatever. It's not even glue. Like, it's a literal sticker or whatever. Super cheap. I recently just opened it. I mean, the boards themselves are probably this big. Super cheap. So I decided to open this thing up. Let's see if I can get this thing out. This is the most dangerous amplifier I've ever seen. Look at how close all of these capacitors are. In there, look at how close they are to each other. These ones are literally touching. That is extremely dangerous. And like, what even is that? Freaking chocolate milk? Like what? Nesquik or something? And then we see the back of the board. It looks good at first glance until we see how close each solder point is. Once again, extremely dangerous. And they're warning me about opening this thing and getting electrical shock. Man, I'm gonna get electrical shocked with this thing in the box. So this is like insanely crazy. Tiny power supply. I mean, I've had smaller amps than this with bigger power supplies. And then look at this. One of these terminals is just broken. Like, Jesus. Or sorry guys, jeez. So like, this is a normal, normal terminal. And look at this one. This one like goes off to the side. The rest of the terminals are fine. I think the switches are the nicest things that are on this thing. And the terminals as well. And I mean, this thing is just annoying. Like, this whole back plate's plastic. This whole board is like bent. Look at how like not neat the capacitors are. Like I said, look at how close they are. Oh, and when I first opened this thing up, look at that. I got cut already. When I first opened this thing up, these heatsink pins were bent like this, touching each other. Like that, do you know how dangerous that is as well? Like, oh my gosh. Do not buy from this company. Just do not. If you see this in a thrift store and you think, oh wow, it's nice, no, do not buy it. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. And you wanna see the driver? This is the driver. This is the cheapest little thing. No, nothing on this thing's ported, no nothing. No ported magnet, nothing. I've had Altec Lansing 3-inch subs have a ported magnet, ported spider, and ported cone. I've had little mid-range woofers that are 2 inches be more stiffer than this. Or my bad, it has a ported voice coil. But I've had 2-inch drivers not only look better, be a lot heavier, and sound 10 times better. This thing bottoms out with like 20% volume. Do not buy this stuff. I'm telling you, man, this is the cheapest stuff you could ever buy. And like, look at this. Look at the port. This is the smallest little port I've ever seen. And do you think they could have used enough hot glue? Like, oh my gosh. Super cheap. I mean, the wires are like hanging on by a hair. They're so tight. Yeah, this is just insane. And then like these screws, I thought it was wood, but it's rust. Like what? Like these nicer amps I've had don't even have rust on their screws. And I've had them for 10 times longer. Like I looked up the model. This is from 2010. And it even, look at this, it even has the sticker on it. The year. Or did I take it off? I took it off. But it said 2010. The top one, the Sony's from 1996. The Sherwood is from 2012. Neither of them have rust on their screws. Caution, electric shock, do not open. Like I said, I'm gonna get shocked just by having this thing in the box. And I'm telling you, man, this box is so cheap. When taking it out, I broke part of this. Look at that. I broke this. And like, look at this. Oh my god. This too. Quality control passed? What? There's no way this thing's quality control passed. This thing was about to light on fire by how close the freaking heatsink pins are and the capacitors. Like, look at these capacitors, bro. That's so organized. I've had like the cheapest freaking amplifiers. I've bought like $3 to like $20 amplifiers, and they've been like 10 times nicer than this. Like, this is plastic. I've had it actual metal before on nicer ones. Bigger power supplies on cheaper ones. Like, and just, is this even MDF? Like, this is MDF. But it's just so cheap, bro. Like, no foam on these. And yes, it looks like there was foam, but there was zero foam when I got it. Look at this, a loose leg. There's a screw in there, strip screw. Holy cow, bro. Cheap. And like, they tried putting braces here. These braces do nothing. Earlier I was able to rip one off, like, super easy. Like, holy cow, bro. And the sub sounded horrible. And it wasn't even the sub that sounded bad. Like, obviously it sounded bad, but look at that. What? That's not even the side that I was showing you guys. This is the side. Oh my god. This whole thing is just coming off. Nah. And then like the port is so tiny. When you turn this thing on, you have to turn on from the back. Super annoying. When you turn it on, I swear, I blew the subwoofer just by turning this on by the popping. It was like boom. And just by the popping, I think I blew the sub out. That's probably why it sounded awful. Getting a separate freaking wire for the LED. Like, just take an LED off, bro. There's no reason for it. Like, I understand. Like, obviously, dudes have screens and stuff. But, like, bro, I can read which is on and which is off. And, yeah, it's just super cheap. And, like, if you want to know how small this box is, like, here. This is an 8-inch driver. Look at how tiny this thing is. That's an 8-inch woofer next to it. So if you guys ever come across this brand, Kobe, or if you guys ever, like, oh my god, in comments and videos, if you're subscribed to my channel, or if you just see this video, and you go to their store, and you see a brand that you've never seen before, comment down below which brand it is, and I can tell you guys what brand it is, and if it's bad or not. Because trust me, I've been through so much experience with these type of brands and any brands in thrift stores, and this brand is awful. I mean, awful. Horrible. So, yeah. I just want to post about this because it is really bad. Like, awful. So, yeah. I hope you guys have a... Oh, wait, no, we gotta talk about the DVD player. So, honestly, really, this is the cheapest part. So I opened it up, and this board is you'd think that this thing would have a lot bigger board. The board inside this DVD player was about a quarter of this. Like, I swear, if I was to cut the board right here, right there, that's how big this board is. Everything on this casing, at least this is MDF. This whole thing is plastic. Look at the inputs. You've got your right and left channels, your coaxial, your video, your CB, your CR, your Y video, your S video, your optical. Avoid these. Your RCA inputs for your speakers. Absolutely horrible. Doesn't even come with an optical cover. These speakers, or these amps, this is an optical cover, not from this. This is an optical cover from the Sony amplifier. This came off of the Sony amp. But just, wow. Super cheap. Once again, says quality control. But anybody could freaking buy these quality control stickers for like $3 for a pack of 100. At least this thing has foam feet. Look at this. This thing is coming off more. By the way, these are fake vents. These are the real vents. These are fake. That's also a fake vent. And that's a real vent. Real, fake. Real, fake. Says it has Dolby. This thing does not. The picture quality, horrible. The sound quality, horrible. I've had tiny 2 to 1 inch woofers, Bluetooth speakers, that sound better than this. And mind you, this is a 5.1 system. 110 volts, 60 hertz. No. This sub sounds horrible at 60 hertz. There's no way. Once again, DVD video. There's no way this has DVD video. Sounds awful. Looks awful. I mean, I swear, I could buy one of those like 70s to 60s TVs and they'd look better than this thing. And this thing's from 2010. Just horrible. Says it comes with a remote, never got the remote with it. Look at that, I'm bleeding. Literally bleeding from it. Troubleshoot issues. And I plug this thing in, it turns on, it all works. And I sound tested it all, it sounded horrible. So yeah, just huge disappointment, like massive disappointment. Well, I just really wanted to post about this, so I got to post about it. And just let me know if you guys find any brands that are concerned about or just don't really know about. Just let me know. I've had too much experience with this type of cheap brand, white van speakers cam brand, whatever it is. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day or a great night. Peace.